Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Shri Saraswati Namah. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Hara Namah Parvati Pataye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, Shambho Shankara. बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम सर्व वेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविंदं परमानंदं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। Let us chant from sloka number 160. Deho hamityeva jadasya buddhi dehe cha jive vidushastvaham dhihi viveka vijnanavato mahatmano brahma hamityeva mati sadatmani अत्रात्मबुद्धिं त्यज मूढबुद्धे त्वं मां समेदोऽस्ति पुरीशराशौ सर्वात्मनि ब्रह्मणि निर्विकल्पे कुरुष्व शान्तिं परमां भजस्व देहेन्द्रियादावसति भ्रमोदिताम् विद्वानहं तां न जहाति यावत् तावन्न तस्यास्ति विमुक्तिवार्ता यस्त्वेष वेदान्तनयान्तदर्शी। The ignorant person will be having identification with the gross body, considering himself as this deha, deho hamityeva jadasya buddhi. And the vidusha, one who is learned, one who is intelligent, one who has taken up the inquiry, the person considers himself not only this body, but I am jiva, of the body and the jiva. He will be having identification with body and that jiva bhava. Means he is trying to know what is the truth. He thinks this body itself cannot be myself, so something else is there behind this jiva bhava. But still, inquiry should be continued. Then third category, the great noble soul, the man of wisdom, one who has done the discrimination between Atma and Anatma, born from this discrimination, the wisdom that Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Brahma Swarupa. Brahmahamityeva matihi sada Atmani. So this great Mahatma, he will be having the thought that I am Brahma Swarupa. It is not just thought, it's his own experience, Anubhava. So these are the three categories from the spiritual standpoint. Those who will be having identification with the body, Jiva and Brahma Swarupa. So the final ultimate goal of each and every creature, each and every human being is to realize one's own self, that Aham Brahmasmi. Then how to realize this, how we will come to know we are Brahma Swarupam. Atra Atma Buddhim Teja Muda Buddhi Tvangmam Samedosti Purisha Rasho. Teja, give up, renounce the wrong identification with this gross body which is constituting of blood, bones, flesh, and filthy kind of things. Give up the identification. Then what should be done? Sarvatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe Kurushva. Then identify yourself that Supreme Brahman, that Nirvikalpa Sthiti, Brahmani, Sarvatmani, in the Brahma Swarupa. Kurushva, you do. You do means you should identify with Brahma Tattva. Then Shantim Parama Bhajasva. Then you can gain, you can attain, you can experience the supreme peace. Paramam Shantim Bhajasva. Even though the person may be very knowledgeable, scholarly person, but unless he will be having the knowledge, direct experience of the self, unless he doesn't give up the identification with the body, he cannot realize the self. The sloka number 162, yesterday we have seen, Dehendriyadavasati Brahmoditam Vidvanaham Tam na Jehati Yavat. Yavat, as long as the great even learned person also will not give up the identification with this body, which is unreal, and having the identification with this body, tavat, to that extent, means so long, tasyasti vimukti varta api asti eshaha Vedanta Nayanta Darshi. Even though he studied the Vedanta, Shed Darshanas also, 6 schools of thoughts, but for him there will not be even the talk of liberation. He cannot experience even the what you call little bit of the supreme peace. Why? Because just by studying the Vedanta, by the scriptures, person cannot get liberation until he will give up the wrong identification with asat, that which is unreal. Next sloka. How can we come out from this wrong identification? What kind of attitude should be there towards this body? It is said in the sloka number 163. Please repeat after me. Chaya sharire pratibhimbagatre. Chaya sharire pratibhimbagatre. Yastvapna dehe hrudi kalpitange. Yatsvapna न देहे हृदि कल्पिताङ्गे यथात्मबुद्धिस्तव नास्ति काचित् यथात्मबुद्धिस्तव नास्ति काचित् जीवच्छरीरे च तथैव मास्तु जीवच्छरीरे च तथैव मास्तु. Kachit jiva is there. We have to break that kachit plus jiva. Because of sandhi became ja. Chaya sharire. Chaya means shadow. Sharira means body. Chaya sharire. With the shadow body. Means the shadow of the body. Pratibimba gatre. Gatra, one meaning is body. Pratibimba means reflection. Pratibimba gatre means with the image body, means reflection of the body. When we see in the mirror or in the water like that, we will see our reflection. Very often we will be seeing our reflection. So chaya sharire, pratibimba gatre, two things. One is shadow body, another one is image of the body, means reflection of the body. Next, yet swapna dehe, yet that which swapna dehe, body in the dream, that which we perceive. Swapna dehe, with the body, with the dream body, simple terms. One is shadow body, next one is image body, third one is dream body. Okay. Yet swapna dehe, hrudi. Hrudi means in the heart. Kalpitange. Kalpitange with the imagined body. Kalpita means that which is imagined. It's not there but imagined. So kalpitange with the imagined body in our heart. Yatha atma buddhihi tava nasti. Third line. Yatha, just as atma buddhihi, identification that I am this. Atma buddhihi, identification that I am this self. Tava, tava means yours, your. Na asti, it is not there. Na asti, there is no identification with all these things. Kachit jiva cherire. Kachit, in the least, even in the least also, we don't never ever think the shadow body and dream body and the image of the body that I am this. No. We know clearly that all these things are not me. Jiva cherire is there, break that one. Jivat plus sharire. Jivat, living, sharire, body, with body, living with body, cha, and tathaiva, tatha plus eva, tatha, in the same way, yatha, tatha, yathatma buddhi is there, na? Tatha, tatha eva, so too, ma astu, should not be. Ma, in Sanskrit, ma means no, not. Astu, should be. Here should be means we have to add ma. Mastu, should not be. Combine these two words. So what is the entire meaning of this sloka? All of us, we know, we see the shadow of our body and reflection of our body in mirrors and water, etc. in the glass. And we are experiencing and we are perceiving dream body also. little bit ambiguity, vagueness will be there, but as we are seeing our own body, we are seeing sometimes in dream, we will go somewhere and we'll speak to some people. It's all these things. All these things, just as we don't have identification, whatever imagined in our heart, we don't have even little bit, even least of identification with these bodies that I am this. So just as you not or you should not identify yourself with your shadow, your reflection, your dream body, or the body in your heart, it's imagined. In the same way, so too, here it is suggested, you should not identify yourself with your living body present in waking state. For all of us, it is very easy to disconnect with whatever said earlier, means Chaya Sharira and Pratibimba Gatra, Swapna Deha. Yes, we can give up that identification. Not only giving up, in fact, we don't have also. One person is there, he is walking on the road and he wanted to cross the road, waiting to vehicles to not come. So that time he can cross the road. But when he is trying for that, suddenly one bike came and it did not touch him at all, but just passed upon of his shadow. That time, what will be the feeling of that person? Will he cry? Will he scream? Will he feel any pain? Because that bike now, literally it went on his head only. Head means shadow of his head, okay? Only shadow. Even he will not pay attention to that. Not only bike, so many other vehicles also will be just going like that and touching his shadow. Nothing will happen to him. And our own experience also, we don't care at all, we don't mind at all. Only thing, if directly something will come and touch this one, then we feel that way. But for Vedanta, means for understanding of our own self, in Vedanta, it is said how we don't have identification with this body, means the shadow body, Chaya Sharira, and how we will not be having identification, least identification even with our Pratibimba, reflection. See, sometimes when we are seeing in the mirror, if mirror will be broken, our reflection also will not be seen properly as the broken like that. That time it is not affecting us. What we will do? We will take it out and so we will change the mirror. We will get new mirror and we will see it. We don't think when our reflection is not good in the mirror, it's not appearing properly. We think, okay, this mirror is concave, it's like that, it's not properly showing, so we'll change it. We don't mind and we are not identifying with that reflection. And the Swapna Deha, in dream, so many things will be happening. And one day in the dream, the person is persecuted by so many others and chased by the tiger in the forest. Suddenly he fell into the well and so many things happen. But when he wake up, nothing is there. And he is not at all identifying with the dream world. And he will not say, no. Oh, these things happen, those things happen. So all of you please come and help me when I cannot get up. And these are the wounds. It's like nothing. No identification because it's dream body. And Hrudi Kalpitange, what we imagine in our mind, we imagine our own body. And in our thoughts, so many forms we are imagining. Yes, our own body also. But we don't have identification with that imagined Kalpita Sharira. In the same way, yata atma buddhihi tava nasti kinchit, even little bit also that identification, I am this self, is not there with all these kind of things, bodies. Tatha eva, in the same way, jiva, jivat sharire cha mastu. In this living body also, please don't have identification. But our problem is all other things, whatever said in the example, they are not real. Huh. But this living body, this one is real. Uh-huh. Okay. But from Vedantic standpoint, from the absolute standpoint, how much reality is there to the earlier things, shadow body, dream body, and imagined body, these things. Same way, this body, living body also is having same degree of reality. Ma, you're saying like this, then if something will happen to shadow body, that is okay, but something will happen to this real body, don't even use that real body. Okay, living body. Okay, living body. Then it is painful. Yes, it is painful. We are not saying no. And it should be treated. Yes, it should be treated. Treatment should be given. We have to take care of this body, not saying no. But then you're saying this body also equal to dream body, chaya, sariras, like that. Yes, that is also true. Then contradiction is there. How is it possible? Here, the most important point is, it is not said this living body should not be taken care of and it should not be nourished. Not like that. We have to give food, water, and we have to take care of this body. We have to keep it clean and we have to beautify it. It's not saying no. Everything should be taken care. But only thing is, please don't give a reality to this body. Don't identify yourself with this body, living body. Why? Because you are not this body. Behind this which is functioning, behind this which is illuminating, behind this which is ever witnessing, that is you. Because of which this bundle of matter is existing, that is you. That is real. This is asat. That is sat. So this difference between what is sat, what is asat should be known, and asat thing should be given. You might have heard in Puja, the Shankaracharyaji's life history. He is Brahmajnani, realized master. Once that Kapali came and one who is giving all balis, etc., sacrifices, etc. He came and asked Adi Shankaracharyaji, you're Brahmajnani, it means you realize the self, so you know you're not this body. And for Brahmajnani, one who already got that moksha sthiti, for him body is not required. So I need your body for my sacrifice. So you can give your body. Shankaracharyaji thought, it's okay. Yes, I'm ready to give this body. I know I'm not this body, so I'm that self. Okay. If it is useful for you, okay, I'm ready to kill. That Kapali, he wanted to kill Adi Shankaracharyaji. So next day he said, you follow me. That time Shankaracharyaji just he's following that Kapali to the sacrifice place. Padmapadacharyaji, the disciple of Adi Shankaracharyaji, he came to know, and afterwards he invoked Lord Narasimha Bhagwan, and he saved, he protected his own guru from the cruel Kapali. That is the thing. And even Dadichi Maharshiji, when Devatas, they came and asked for his bones, just he sacrificed. Here, the identification with body Should not be there that I am this alone. And all of us, we know, we are seeing, we are experiencing also. In front of our eyes only, so many forms, so many bodies just disappearing. Yes, the jiva entering into the body and staying for few years on this earth, and afterwards giving up this body, and jiva is going, and this body is perishing. We know, we are seeing, we are experiencing. One day, any day maybe, this body also will perish. That which is perishable, how it will become the self? How I can be this one only? No. I am much more than this one. Here body means we have to take more subtle way. Gross body, subtle body, and causal body also. Mind is continuously changing. Looking. So all these things are not the Atma Swarupa. And how this Chaya, Sharira, dream body, all these things are, we don't think they are me, I'm that. So in the same way, we should have attitude towards this living body also. Few people will misunderstand this concept, and sometimes what they will do, it is said we have to do this sadhana, we are not this body, so we should not give much importance to this body, and they will torture their body. Now, sometimes what will happen, even few people are there, how they will understand, we don't know. Even they will not take bath properly, they will not eat properly, they will not sleep properly, just they will torture, and this looking very ugly, it's like that. And what this is vairagya, and we should not have identification of this one. And when they are not feeling well, they will not take any treatment also. So sometimes, if without knowing that is happening, that is okay, but no, after knowing also, just they will neglect. Such kind of people will be there. Literally, they will torture the body. That is not called sadhana. Then that time what will happen, more identification will be developed with the body. I'm not this body, I'm not this body. In the thought only, the person will be thinking that is body is me, and I have to give up this. Not like that. This should happen in thought level, the identification. Wrong identification should be given up. The right identification should be with the self. Next sloka. देहात्मधीरेव नृणामसद्धियाम् देहात्मधीरेव नृणामसद्धियाम् जन्मादिदुःखप्रभवस्य बीजम् जन्मादिदुःखप्रभवस्य बीजम् यतस्ततस्त्वं जिहितां प्रयत्नात् यतस्ततस्त्वं जिहितां प्रयत्नात् त्यक्ते तु चित्तेन पुनर्भवाशा त्यक्ते तु चित्तेन पुनर्भवाशा देहात्मधीः एव Deha Atmadhihi. Identification with the body. Eva alone. Bijam. Second line, last word. Bijam means is the seed. For what? Janma adi dukkha prabhavasya. Janma adi. If you want to follow word meaning in sequence, then Dehatma Dhihi Eva, the identification with the body, Eva alone. Nrunam, Nrunam means of the men, for the men. Asadhyam, Asat plus Dhyam, Asat. Asat means unreal. Asadhyam means attached to the unreal. Janmadi dukkha dukkha prabhavasya, janmadi, of birth, etc. Dukkha prabhavasya. Dukkha prabhavasya, of the rising of sorrow. Prabhava means rising, taking birth. Dukkha, sorrow. Janma adi. Adi means etc. Janma, jara, vyadhi, marana. All these things. Dukkha prabhavasya bijam, seed. Yatastatastvam, yataha, therefore, tvam, you. Yatastataha, what is there? Na? Yataha, therefore, tataha, because of this. Tvam, you. Jehi. Jehi means destroy. Destroy. Tam. Tam means it. Prayatnat. With effort. With all efforts. Prayatnat. Tekte to chitte. Tekte, when given up, when renounced. Tu. Verily. Chitte, in the mind. Na punarbhavasha. Na, not. Punaha. Punar, what is there? Na? Punaha means again. Bhava asha. Hope of birth, chance of birth. This is word meaning. Then what is the entire meaning of this one? Dehatmadhihi eva bijam. The identification with this body is the seed for what? For the all kinds of sorrows. Rising the sorrow from this seed only. What is the sorrow? What are the sorrows, miseries? Birth, taking birth. Old age, diseases, vyadhi, adi, vyadhi, and marana, death also. So what is the bija, seed of all these dukkhas? Dehatmadi. The identification with this body. For whom? Nrunam asadhyam. Nrunam asadhyam means for those who has attached to this unreal body. Asat means unreal. So the cause of sorrow is identification with the unreal thing. Then what is the unreal? This body is unreal. This world is unreal. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithyam. So this entire world, including our body, is asat. When we think this is sat, then we feel sorrow. We will be sorrowful. See, in the dream, so many things will be happening. We will be meeting so many people. Good people will be there. Bad people will be there. Even in dream, we will be suffering out because of so many kind of situations and circumstances from the body level, mind level, intellectual level, from other people, from the nature also. So many things may be happening in the dream state. But when we wake up, all those things are not at all affecting us. Why? Because we are not giving reality to all these things. If something happened in the dream, no, you said this thing happened in the dream. Yes, it happened. But with smiling face, you will say, yes, afterwards what happened is in the dream, as though I have been affected by all these kind of things, and I was weeping and crying. And in waking state, with smiling face, you are saying, describing that entire process of the persecution and sorrowful state. Why? Because not giving reality to that. But what happened to all those miseries in the dream? It's that dream, na. Now you are looking so happy. Yes, this is waking state. But then what? What happened? Why you are not miserable now? Hare, that is a dream. That is swapna. It's not real. That's why now I am happy. In the same way, when we consider all these things, whatever happening now in waking state also, identifying with this body, we are thinking these things are real, then only we are suffering. If all these things, Janma, Jara, Vyadi, all these things are happening in the dream state, are we affected? No, not at all. Not at all. Well, Maya is so powerful, so powerful. How much we may be listening and speaking, so that identification is too much. And we give so much reality to this body and this world and Jagrata Avastha, and just go on suffering also. So here it is said, Jehi, a very strong word is used, Jehi, must destroy just. Uproot it. Again, when we are listening all these things, please don't be very rude with other people. We are Vedantis and we know is all these things are unreal and is whatever is happening, it's don't give reality and be happy. Is not like that. Don't be rude towards other people. Be kind. Console them if they are suffering. But inside, please yourself have the thought that everything is just appearing, it's not real. You're that self. Unaffected by all these things. Yatas tataha tvam. So this is the root cause, bija, seed to all kinds of sorrows for people. Identification with the body. So Jehi, please destroy. Therefore, it should be destroyed. Prayatnat, how? By efforts. Put forth your effort. All efforts. Don't give up just like that. This is real practice, real sadhana. Prayatnat. Tekte tu chitte na punarbhavasha. The mind, it should be given a completely, it should be destroyed. Then there will not be chance to take birth again. Again, birth means again sorrow will continue. So no birth at all for the one who doesn't have identification with asatya. So the entire meaning is, for those who are attached to the unreal asat, identification with the body is the seed from which the miseries of birth, etc., are rising, are still formed. And therefore, put in all your efforts to destroy it. What should be destroyed? This wrong identification. There can be no chance of rebirth if this identification caused by the mind is renounced. And one more important point, focus here. Where is this identification is happening? This finger is not saying I am identifying with this. I am considering this is the self. Who is identifying? Where it is happening? In the mind. Here, that's why it is said chitte, in the mind. So where we have to work, where we have to put forth our effort? In the mind, to remove this wrong identification. Their effort should be done. That's why in our scriptures very often it is said, in our practices, what you call spiritual practices and devotional practices, when you are performing externally puja and doing japa and visiting pilgrimage places, punya-kshetras, etc., all sadhanas are good, meant for what? Purification of the mind and concentration of the mind. But finally, to get liberation, where change should happen? In the mind. Because the problem is in the mind. Wrong identification is there in the mind. I am this Atma. Like this, I am this Atma means identification with this body, considering this body as self. So their effort should be put forth, and by knowledge only it is possible to remove this wrong identification. That's why Sravana is required. Sravana. Atmavare द्रष्टव्यः, श्रोतव्यः, मन्तव्यः, निदिध्यासितव्यः. By Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, by Antarana Sadhana, it is very important points of this. Tomorrow we'll see more of it in the next sloka about prana kosha. It is going to be explained. We have seen Annamaya kosha. Next, pranamaya kosha. Om Loka Samstha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya తమసో మా జ్యోతిర్గమయ మృత్యోర్మా అమృతంగమయ. ఓం పూర్ణమదః పూర్ణమిదం పూర్ణాత్ పూర్ణముదచ్యతే పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం. అజ్ఞానంలో ఉన్న వ్యక్తి ఈ దేహమే నేను అని అనుకుంటాడు. విచారణ చేసేటువంటి వ్యక్తి, వివేకవంతుడైనటువంటి వ్యక్తి ఈ దేహం మాత్రమే కాదు నేను జీవుణ్ణి అని అనుకుంటాడు. ఆత్మ జ్ఞానం పొందినటువంటి వారు నేను పరబ్రహ్మ స్వరూపాన్ని అని అనుభూతి చెందటము జరుగుతుంది. ఈ శరీరం పట్ల ఉన్నటువంటి తాదాత్మ్యతని వదిలిపెట్టినట్లయితే నిర్వికల్పము, నిరంతర ఆనంద స్వరూపము అయి ఉన్నటువంటి ఆత్మయందు సుస్థిరత్వాన్ని పొంది పరమమైనటువంటి శాంతిని అనుభవించడము జరుగుతుంది. ఎంత గొప్ప శాస్త్రాలు చదివినటువంటి వ్యక్తి అయినా సరే ఈ దేహము పట్ల ఉన్నటువంటి తాదాత్మ్యతని ఎంత కాలం వరకు వదిలిపెట్టకుండా ఉంటారో అంతకాలం వరకు అతడు సకల శాస్త్రాలను అధ్యయనం చేసి ఉన్నప్పటికీ, వేదాంతాన్ని అధ్యయనం చేసి ఉన్నప్పటికీ కూడా మోక్షం అన్నటువంటిది లభించే అవకాశమే లేదు అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఈ శరీరం అన్నటువంటిది, జీవంతో కూడి ఉన్నటువంటి ఈ శరీరం పట్ల ఎటువంటి భావన ఉండాలి అని అంటే, నీడతో కూడినటువంటి శరీరం అంటే మన శరీరం యొక్క నీడ పట్ల ఏ విధంగా మనకి తాదాత్మ్యత ఉండదు. మన శరీరంకి ఉండేటువంటి ప్రతిబింబం ఒక అద్దంలో చూసినప్పుడు కానీ, నీళ్ళలో కానీ ఎక్కడన్నా చూస్తూ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఈ శరీరం యొక్క ప్రతిబింబం అన్నటువంటిది కనిపిస్తే ఆ ప్రతిబింబమే నేను అని మనం అనుకోవడం లేదు. ఈ శరీరం యొక్క నీడ కనిపిస్తూ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ నీడే నేను అని మనం అనుకోవడం లేదు. స్వప్నంలో, కలలో మన యొక్క శరీరాన్ని చూస్తూ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆ కలలో ఉన్నటువంటి శరీరమే నేను అని మనం అనుకోవడం లేదు. లేకుంటే మన హృదయంలో ఏదైనా మనం ఊహించుకున్నప్పుడు, మన శరీరాన్ని గురించి ఊహించుకున్నప్పుడు ఆ శరీరమే నేను అని అనుకోవడం లేదు. అదే ఆత్మ అని మనం అనుకోవడం లేదు. కొంచెం కూడా వాటి పట్ల మనకి తాదాత్మ్యత, ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ అన్నటువంటిది లేదు. అదే విధంగా ఈ జీవంతో ఉన్నటువంటి ఈ శరీరము పట్ల కూడా తాదాత్మ్యత ఉండకూడదు అని చెప్తున్నారు. దీన్ని వదిలిపెట్టాలి అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఎందుకోసము అని అంటే, ఇంతకు ముందు చెప్పిన ఇవన్నీ కూడా, ఈ ఛాయా శరీరము, స్వప్న శరీరము, ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఏ విధంగా అయితే సత్యము కాదు, అసత్యము, అదే విధంగా ఈ శరీరము కూడా అసత్యము. ఎందుకంటే ఇది ఉన్నట్లుగా కనిపిస్తూ ఉంది, కానీ కొంతకాలం తర్వాత ఉండటం లేదు, శాశ్వతము కాదు. మరి అలా అనేసి మిగతా వాటికి ఏదైనా ఇబ్బంది కలిగినప్పుడు, ఓకే, ఈ ఛాయ శరీరము, ఒక రోడ్డు మీద ఒక వ్యక్తి వెళ్తూ ఉన్నప్పుడు అతని నీడ మీద అనేక వాహనాలు వెళ్ళినా ఏమి ఇబ్బంది ఉండదు. మరి ఈ శరీరానికి ఏదైనా దెబ్బ తగిలితే కష్టం కదా అంటే, అవును, వ్యవహారిక స్థాయిలో దీనికి ఇబ్బంది కలిగినప్పుడు దానికి తగినటువంటి జాగ్రత్తలు తీసుకోవాల్సి ఉంటుంది, ట్రీట్మెంట్, చికిత్స చేయించాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఇది శరీరము అసత్యం అన్నారు కాబట్టి దీన్ని పట్టించుకోకూడదని దీన్ని క్షీణింప చేయడము అలా చేయకూడదు. కొంతమంది దీన్ని సరిగా అర్థం చేసుకోకుండా ఈ శరీరాన్ని చాలా చిత్రహింసలు పెట్టడము, పట్టించుకోకుండా ఉండడము, అనారోగ్యం పాలు చేయటము, వికృతంగా కనిపించేలాగా చేయడము, స్నానాధికాలు కూడా చేయకుండా ఉండటము, భయంకరమైనటువంటి అన్ని కూడా పరిస్థితులన్నీ కల్పించుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. వాళ్ళకు ఇబ్బంది, ఇతరులకి ఇబ్బంది కలుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. అది నిజమైనటువంటి సాధన కాదు. తాదాత్మ్యత అలా వదిలిపోతుంది అనుకుంటే అది కూడా సరి అయినటువంటిది కాదనమాట. ఈ శరీరం పట్ల ఉన్నటువంటి తాదాత్మ్యత వదిలిపోవడం అన్నటువంటిది మన మానసిక స్థాయిలో జరగాల్సి ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే ఆలోచన స్థాయిలో కదా మార్పు రావాల్సి ఉంది. నేను ఈ ఆత్మస్వరూపము, ఈ శరీరమే నేను అనుకుంటున్నటువంటిది ఆలోచనలోనే ఉంది. కాబట్టి ఆలోచనలోనే మార్పు రావాల్సి ఉంటుంది. దేహాత్మ దీహి ఏవ, ఈ శరీరమే నేను అన్నటువంటిది మానవులందరికీ ఉన్నటువంటి అసత్యం పట్ల ఉన్నటువంటి తాదాత్మ్యత అన్నటువంటిది సకల దుఃఖాలకి కారణము, బీజమై ఉంది. జన్మ, జర, వ్యాధి వీటన్నింటికి కూడా మూల కారణము, బీజమై ఉన్నటువంటిది, దుఃఖ కారణమై ఉన్నటువంటిది ఈ శరీరమే నేను, ఇదే శాశ్వతమని అనుకోవటము. అందుకోసమని త్వం, నీవు దీన్ని నశింప చేయమని చెప్తున్నారు. జహి, తొలగించాలి, నాశనం చేయాలి. శరీరం నేను అన్నటువంటి భావాన్ని వదిలిపెట్టాలి. అన్ని రకాల ప్రయత్నాల ద్వారా సకల ప్రయత్నములు చేసి సాధన చేసి ఈ తాదాత్మ్యతని వదిలించుకోవాలి అనేసి చెప్తున్నారు. మనస్సులో ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ ఆలోచనని వదిలిపెట్టడం జరుగుతుందో తరువాత మరు జన్మ పొందడం అన్నటువంటిది ఉండదు. కానీ కొంతమంది మరు జన్మ పొందాలి, వచ్చే జన్మలో ఇది చేయాలి, అది చేయాలి, ఇప్పుడు తీరని కోరికలన్నీ తీర్చుకోవాలనుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. అలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఉన్నట్లయితే వాళ్ళకి మోక్షం అన్నటువంటిది ఉండదన్నమాట. సో ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి ఏంటంటే జన్మ జర ఇవన్నీ దుఃఖంతో కూడి ఉన్నటువంటివి కాబట్టి ఈ జనన మరణ సంసార చక్రం నుంచి బయటపడడం కోసము, శాశ్వత ఆనంద స్థితిని పొందడం కోసము అసత్తుతో కూడి ఉన్నటువంటి అసత్యమైనటువంటి ఈ శరీర మనోబుద్ధులతో తాదాత్మ్యతని వదిలిపెట్టాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం.